we have a great show lined up for you. I'm your host, Kim Jacobs, better known as the Balance Doctor. And all of our guests that come on, they're either people that have overcome some tremendous odds in their own lives as they balance this thing called life, or they're experts and they're here to share tips and strategies that will help you better balance and manage your life. Grab your virtual seats and let's get ready for some real relevant and relatable content on today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. We are so excited to be here with you today with some of our Freestyle Friday experts. And you know what that means. When it's Freestyle Friday, that means that we can talk about pretty much anything that matters to you. So feel free to put it in the comments section. Let us know what you want to talk about today. But of course, we're always prepared just in case. So our experts here today are going to take us pretty much on a roller coaster ride, I would think, between dealing with self-care and how to handle yourself as an entrepreneur. We have Sharon D. Brown. How are you, Sharon?
I'm doing wonderful today. So glad to be here.
So glad to have you. And I see lots of people already coming in. So I want to acknowledge you as you're rushing to your seats to get there in the VIP section. We thank you for just making sure you brought your friends, your family, your coworkers with you to tune into today's episode. Make sure you tell everybody that we are live. You're going to see this repeated a couple of times, different places, but we're live right now and excited to have you here. Sharon, in a nutshell, about 30 seconds or less, what can people expect to hear from you today as our self-carepreneur expert?
Yeah, one of the main things that they can expect from me today, what I'm going to do is talk about movement, because a lot of times when it comes to self-care, when it comes to our mental wellness, we forget about that piece. And just in saying that, just to give you a tidbit, is that when it comes to excitement and anxious, sometimes they can really feel the same in the body. And so there's something that you can do, like regardless of what it is, even if you don't know, that to help move that energy so you won't feel stuck.
Wow. Okay. That's good. So somebody type that in the comments section. We're going to be talking about movement. And if you have questions pertaining to how movement should happen so that it doesn't impact you negatively, that causes you further problems in the future, make sure that you get your questions prepared, because that's what our Freestyle Friday expert, Sharon D. Brown, will be talking about. Dr. Lotus Riche, tell us what people can expect from you today.
Oh, it's a great day in every way. Hello, everybody. And today you can expect from me to help you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life as we explore listening to our higher selves. Because oftentimes when we don't listen to that voice within, some call it God, some call it tuition, but whatever you call it, there's a voice within. When we don't listen to that voice within, sometimes we're going down the wrong road with the wrong attitude and we get the wrong results for our life. So we're going to tap a little bit into that and how helping someone else is also helping you too. Thank you.
I love when I'm hosting a show that I also get to get some valuable nuggets throughout hosting. All I'm doing is just saying, hey, talk to us, tell us, you're next, and blah, blah, blah. But then I'm also getting a chance to glean from their brilliance. So thank you so much, Dr. Lotus Riche, for being here. Natasha, Halliday, how are you today?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, listen, Natasha is actually our mental health expert. And so I really wanted her to be here today. If none of us could be here, I was like, I just wanted to give her the code so she could come on and go live, if nothing else. So glad to have you here with us. Talk to us about what you're going to discuss today.
So May is Mental Health Month. It's wrapping up. And I decided for today, I want to talk about mental health and technology.
Say it one more time. Talk a little loud.
So well.
Say it one more time. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, I said, I'm going to talk about mental health and technology.
Mental health and technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
The plus and the minuses.
Oh, okay. It's a health month. I'm typing that. Somebody type that. Mental health and technology. I didn't even think about it. I don't think I've ever thought about it from that perspective. Technology. Okay. All right. I'm over here doing the most, but I think I spelled that right. If I didn't spell it, just, don't judge me. Don't put it on social media. All right, everybody, listen. Mental health and technology. Yeah, I did spell it right. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. I already have some active participants. Nora, I see you. Thank you so much. And those that are tuning in from Nigeria, I know all of y'all are following Dr. Lotus Riche over in that global market over there. So thank y'all so much. Listen, we're glad to have you. And if you want to type in the comment section as well, what you like to learn today or what you would like to talk about that's been plaguing you, want to just get it off your chest, put it in the comment section. We'll definitely get back to it for sure. So let's go ahead and get started with I'm going to probably sandwich this in. So I am going to start off with you, Dr. Lotus. Let's go with you. Let's ignite some stuff. Take flight, baby. Come on.
Hey, let's ignite. Can I get a whoop whoop from everybody? Come on, y'all. Whoop whoop. This is the Kim Jacobs Show. So very quickly, I want to share with each and every one of you that are listening around the world. First, a thanks. First of all, a thanks. You are in the right place at the right time with the Kim Jacobs Show and all of her amazing just speakers, people that she's interviewing. Have to say that, Kim. So the first thing I want to share is the importance of helping to ignite someone else. And what does the word ignite mean? And normally I go to the dictionary, but today I'm just going to give you my term. That means to catch a fire. To regenerate the fire deep down within, because a lot of us experience things and it kind of dims our light. But today we're going to talk about how to undim your light. Don't play down small to people who are saying, oh no, you got to step aside or you got to dim your light for me. And the other thing we're going to talk about today when you hear from me is how igniting someone else can ignite you. So first, I've got to talk about Kim Jacobs. So Kim Jacobs helped me with an author who was writing his book for the first time. And when I reached out to her, I said, Kim, I've got this amazing author and he needs someone to do the foreword. And this is not the first book she has helped me to forward. And she said, okay, tell me what he's talking about. Can you send me the manuscript? Because Kim always makes sure that whatever she's doing is in alignment with what God is telling her to do. So when you ignite, let me just say this, and we'll come back to this later. Make sure whatever you're igniting from within and igniting in others is in alignment with what the Creator, the Most High, you may call the Creator, Jesus, Yahweh, Buddha, whatever you see as your higher source, make sure it's in alignment. Because when it's in alignment, it's like that mastermind. God is masterminding with you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And I just want to kick it off saying that. Thank you, Kim.
Well, you kicked it off. You kicked it off in a great way, quick and in a hurry. And I know we'll come back to each of you all throughout the segment. So don't feel like when I come to you, you have to say everything you have to say right at that moment. It's like, that's it. There's going to be plenty of time for us to have conversation today. So thank you so much for that great start. And anybody that have questions, please put them in the comment section. Natasha, Halliday, let's just hear from you with this being Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And you look like you got something going right over there between the hair, between the glasses, the beautiful bright smile, the purple, everything. It just radiates beauty and pleasant
thank you.
mental health. So talk to us from a mental health perspective.
So I thought I'd talk about the interface of technology and mental health because what I find, having lived long enough to see the quick advancement of technology, we are often finding out what may not work about it after we implement things. And so the internet came out and social media's come out and all these things. And while there's some great things about it, there's some things that are affecting people's mental health. And I think it's important to recognize that and have dialogue about it, right? We are, cyberbullying has become a thing that didn't exist when there wasn't an option to use the internet for that. So our young people and even really adults can be suffering from what people are saying online. I know that celebrities talk about intentionally not reading comments sometimes because something goes into the media and there's just, the facelessness of media where you can post without having the accountability of being in the person's presence. So we really want to be intentional about the awareness that it can be harmful. And this is the way I want people to think about it being harmful. I'm a firm believer that we do not just ingest with our mouths. We ingest with our ears and we ingest with our eyes. We probably ingest in our spirits too, but that's a whole nother level. So we have to think about what are we listening to and what are we reading when we interface with technology, whether it is a movie, whether it is music, whether it is social media, whether it is, any other type of media online. What are we ingesting and is it going to make us ill? And so when we look at the potential to affect our mental health, it's different for everybody. Some people can see lots of things online and not be fazed. Other people can watch other people's success and feel like they're not doing as well and come down on themselves, and that could affect them negatively, right? People sometimes experience things like fear of missing out because it looks like people are doing the most. And I would like to say, remember that we post with a filter. Most of us don't post the things that are not working well.
That's right.
Every once in a while, I post one of those days where I jokingly say I shouldn't be allowed to operate heavy machinery because I keep doing so many things wrong, just to remind people I'm human.
Right,
but most of the time we're posting, oh my God, this is my great trip. This is me at this fabulous event. And then people forget that our lives don't just exist in those moments. And so they think, wow, look at Kim, look at Sharon, look at Dr. Lotus. They're living these amazing lives. And what about my life? So years ago, they coined the expression Facebook depression because people were getting on Facebook and feeling depressed about what they were seeing in other people's lives and not in their own. So this is one of the negative sides. We know that, the amount of screen use can affect our circadian rhythms. So it can affect sleep. There's different ways that it can affect us. And so it's really important to check with yourself. How is this affecting me? And if it's not a positive effect, what changes do I need to make? So I don't recommend getting off of media. I recommend learning to use it wisely for you.
Somebody type that, learning to use social media wisely for you. Please type that.
Yeah.
I can't host and type everything. So type
I've had clients as a therapist who tell me I'm taking a break from social media. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But think about it, like all of us with our businesses, do we not use social media as part of our promotion of our business and to endorse our business? So we can't remove ourselves from being on social media. So there's.
Can I interrupt for 1 second? Because I want to ask you a question. When you finish your point first, but then I want
to. My point being that it's again how we choose to use it. Just like with food, I can choose to eat all junk food and then have that affect my body one way. I can also choose to eat healthier and know that it's going to have a positive effect. So I can choose to go on websites or on Instagram pages that promote positive things, that promote things that align with my faith. Like I follow a lot of preachers, or I follow a lot of people who minister, because as a Christian, I want to be fed even from my social media, right? I try to stay off of things that, I do some things just for the fun of it, because sometimes I'm like, internet for the win because it made me laugh for the day. But and that's a positive thing if I can use it for laughter. But I don't want to be going on sites where every time I get off of it, I feel bad about myself. I'm feeling bad about my hair or my weight or, whatever that might be. Because there's lots of ways that social media is portrayed that I might ingest it in a way that doesn't serve me well. So I have to be really cognizant of where I'm at and utilize it accordingly.
That's really good. I had a question that is actually a personal question that I have. With you being our mental health expert, I think if I have the question, it may be something other people can benefit from too. Whenever I have found myself dealing with a lot of different hats that I'm wearing as the balance doctor, that's why I'm called that, and I'm trying to determine how to manage the social media piece. What I've decided to do, and tell me if I'm right, wrong, or if you have some adjustments, I will just decide I'll go and post when I feel like posting, but I don't let it dictate the outcome of how just because I went to an event a month ago, if I didn't get a chance to post that day because I had something else happening, I decided I'll just wait and post another time. And then I do it whenever it's a good little block of time for me. What's your theory surrounding that?
Well, my theory is both from the perspective of a mental health professional and somebody in business. A lot of people will say that if you're not posting all the time, it's going to affect your business. No, that's not true. And I hear people say Instagram's a way to build your business. LinkedIn's a way. I say use the social media that works for your business and use it. I think part of what you're looking at, and this is the mental health perspective, is what's my capacity? I don't get in my car and drive for 4 hours if I don't have enough gas. So if I don't have the gas to be on social media all the time, posting about everything I've done, why am I going to burn myself out trying to do it? So I think the intentionality of, do I have the capacity in this moment to do this thing, is very good practice for mental health. And if you don't, then respect that within yourself. And last I checked, you still online, huh? Your business didn't fall apart if you waited an extra week or two to post. And that's what I've learned, is that for all the people who say you need to be posting 4 times a week, my businesses have not stopped when I slow down my posting. So I think we need to be able to check in with self and say, do I have the bandwidth? If we're not outsourcing some of this stuff, do I have the bandwidth? And recognizing these things aren't making or breaking our business. And if you slow down for a little bit and things slow down, when you post again, it will recover. But if you can release that stress, then you're not living with that stress within your body, right? So I think that was a great question, and I really think it's, again, taking into consideration where you're at in the moment and trusting that it's not going to be the be all end all of what you're trying to create as your online experience.
I'm really grateful for that answer. That further confirms I will continue to do what I'm doing. When you see it, doesn't mean it was happening that day. It might have happened last week, last month, 6 months ago, a year ago, who knows? Whenever I get a chance and have the capacity. I appreciate it. I see you, Dr. Margaretta Young. Welcome as well to the Kim Jacobs Show. We're so glad to have you with us
Good
today.
morning.
Good morning.
You look amazing, because people don't have a clue about your story. And
thank you.
To God be the glory. I'm so grateful. So grateful to have you here. In a nutshell, Dr. Margaretta, please let people know what they can expect to hear from you today as well.
Oh, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Kim Jacobs, and to all of the experts that's here today. What I will be talking about is funding for your vision. And I have an upcoming event. It is a double header. We're teaching you how to write proposals, and we're teaching you where to go to get the funding. Not just how to get it, but where to go. And this seems to be the common denominator across the spectrum in terms of businesses and nonprofits, the funding. So this is what we're getting ready to do. I invite you to make sure that you are a part of that grant writing class that's coming up on June 5th, which is an evening session at 7:30 p.m., and Saturday, June 7th, which is a morning session. So if you cannot make the evening session, you can make the morning session. And guess what? You will be blessed to be able to only pay $199, which is a fraction of the cost. Both those classes are worth the value of $997. So I'll see you there. Come on, let's build this community together, and let's be intentional about it.
Excellent. You sounded like a whole commercial just then. That's all we needed to do is record that, and it would be a formal commercial. Listen, this double header that's taking place, it literally, Dr. Margaretta will be able to help you get those grants written, and she'll show you how to seek funding as well. And you can call 704, somebody type that for me, Dr. Lotus, 704-738-7377, and make sure you use the code KJ Show. KJ Show. Again, I'll put it here. I'm going to put it right here in the banner. Call 704. What is that? I can barely see it myself. 738
7377.
7377.
Yes.
To what is it?
They can contact me personally and register for the class, or they can email me at margeyoung, WOS. That's MARGE. My last name Young, WOS as in Sam, at yahoo.com. Again, that telephone number is 704-738-7377. You don't want to miss this opportunity.
Okay, writing session or email. I'm just typing because I want to make sure I don't.
Absolutely.
Or email. And then the code is KJ Show. All right, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna put all of this up here. That way you'll have it. And okay, there we go. All right, too many irons in the fire. Let's go. I got it off of there. Okay, 704-738-7377 to register for the grant writing session, or email Marge Young, WOS at yahoo.com, and put the code KJ Show. If you already know that you know some people that's going to benefit from this grant writing session, which I can tell you that I've utilized Dr. Margaretta personally, and it's been such quick turnaround that my head spun. It was amazing how quick the results were. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I've only used one other person in the past, and she was phenomenal as well. But what I'm grateful for is how quickly you can make some things happen. So keep up the great work. You all are not missing. You're going to miss out tremendously if you're not connected with Dr. Margaretta Young. Make sure you take advantage of that. All right. Let's go to you over there. Before we go to you, Sharon, because I kind of interrupted you, Natasha. And so I do want to give you the floor back and let you continue on with any additional points that you may have.
The only thing that I would add is for parents, there's a balance between the convenience of kids using their devices so it's not sucking up parents' attention. But now we're finding that kids are too dependent sometimes on their devices. And the devices can do great things, but sometimes I feel like they rob young people of their imagination. So be intentional to try to balance somewhat use of devices with other things that give them opportunities to use their imagination in different ways. Or again, how do they engage with the devices in ways that encourage imagination, that foster, social skills, all kinds of stuff, because we can, I've seen young people sometimes where they want to be on a device all day long and just kind of retreat into this world of a screen, and life exists outside the screen, and we want to encourage them to explore life outside the screen and know how to interact with others and engage and other things that they can do. And I can make this one point, just if you think, well, they're going to be bored. They think they're going to be bored if they're not on their devices. For many years, I worked in adolescent mental health on psychiatric units with adolescents, and they could not access their devices. And what I discovered was when they had our attention and we made something seem fun, they were happy to play cards. They were happy to play board games. They were happy to watch silly movies because we were like, we're going to do this. And they were like, okay, we got some attention, we got some time. And they recognize that, you don't just have to be on your device to enjoy your time. So that's the last thing that I wanted to add.
This is great information and actually good conversation, especially with my show focusing on how to balance different aspects of your life. If we can use some of the tips that you've shared, I've worked, I know, at a school for special needs children when I was in college as well. And we didn't have electronic devices. We used the cards. Going outside, we would put just a big wet strip where you could just ride down and make it a fun water slide. Anything that was fun is what we did. And so I love the ideas. Anybody plan on using some of these ideas with your children, your grandchildren? Board games. We still play. I have a whole stack of board games. We play Trouble. I'm real serious about my spades. I'm like, I don't want a partner that's gonna lower my books. It's like I want my spades to be where I win. I'm being silly, but anyway, Uno and Trouble and Sorry and Parcheesi and Scrabble, fun things, Monopoly. Everybody, you ever played Monopoly? That's the longest game in the world. Go ahead. Anybody else on the panel have anything to say to what Natasha was talking about? Go ahead.
I just wanted to also share. First, Natasha, you hit so many different points that are essential for people to know. Also, that when we have these problems with the blue lighting that prevents us from sleeping, it also can make us irritable, and it impacts us on a cellular level. Being a electrician by trade, engineer, et cetera, I spend a lot of time on the computer. And I have a staff, and every hour it's mandatory. They must take a break, get up, and walk away. Because before, people say, okay, I'm going to take my break, and they'll close their cameras. But I would sit there, and when they're still sitting there. So now I make everybody get up and move away, because a lot of us are working virtually. But even for those of us that have gone back to the office, you got to remember, you got to get up and move away. And to your point about our children, I'm so happy that you said this. Many of our children, and I've seen this from as young as 3 years old to teenagers, we got to stop giving them these devices to babysit them.
That's good.
Because
Absolutely.
as soon as we take them away, they're throwing tantrums. Because there's something psychologically and emotionally and physically that's going on inside them. It's almost like being addicted to sugar. You ever see a cake or a pie or something that you just gotta have? You cannot walk past that store without getting that chocolate cream pie. Like Les Brown say, his mama's sweet potato pie make his toes curl. Like when your toes be curling because of that sugar high. It's very much the same when it comes to these phones, these iPads, this technology. So we have to be very, very careful. Technology is great for the purpose that it should serve. But when we become, to your point, too dependent on it, it's just like a drug. So how are we going to wean our children and even ourselves off of this drug that we call technology to the point where we're safe? So I thank you for sharing that, because that was super, super duper powerful. And if y'all think it was powerful, go ahead and put a 10 in the chat. That's right, because it was powerful in the chat.
Y'all put these 10s in the chat. It should be flooding, because we have definitely powerhouse women here on today's episode. All right, Sharon D. Brown, let me yield the floor to you, and let's hear some tips on self-carepreneurship, if you will.
Yeah, most definitely. And also, before I start, I pretty much want to add something to that as well when it comes to technology. I remember this was years and years ago. I had got one of those handheld video games, and just to talk about how addictive it can be. I can't remember the name of the video game, but I know it had some colors and whatever it was.
Was it Nintendo or Atari?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was one of those handheld games, and I really got into it, y'all. I played on that game like 5 or 6 hours, did not sleep, and didn't even feel like I needed to sleep. And then when I did finally stop, my eyes were dilated. And so it just shows you how addictive, technology can be. But it also goes into is that anything that is repeated, we're renewing our mind even with the things that may not be good for it. So the renewing of the mind, we hear that, but it's like, how can we be intentional? So that's another reason why it's so important to know like the impact that it has. And just like Dr. Lotus has said, to get up and move. And so that goes into what I will be talking about, because that's what movement is.
Yes.
Movement is about, one, in knowing the momentum, or shall I say changing the momentum, so that you can enjoy the moment, so you can be in the moments. And earlier I had mentioned that like sometimes we can like be excited about something, I want to say most time we may know when we're excited, but sometimes we may not know when we're excited, especially when we're doing something. Let's say, we're doing a talk or something and that anxiety kind of comes up. But at the same time, we can have, we can be excited about it. But the thing is, the body really doesn't know the difference. It produces certain chemicals. Sometimes that has to do with how you're thinking about it, but the way that you initially react to it is like, ooh, what is this? And it may kind of scare you. So what I want to tell you is to take that moment to move. And when I say move now, move in your breath. And depends on the situation. Let's say it's not a talking thing, meaning like all eyes are on you. If all eyes are not on you, physically move as well, because you're moving the energy of that moment. And when it comes to us as being humans, I always like to say, no one really taught us how to be human and what it really takes. But it really takes a lot of learning and practicing. And when it comes to movement too, again, it can be walking, it can be dancing, and it can also be in the decision that you were making. Because like Kim was saying earlier, it's like she had to decide on when she was going to pose. That's a movement too. It's an action. So movement is an action as well as like, how are you going to move? And everything, I'm going to say this. I'm a firm believer in that. In almost everything that we do, it can be for us or against us. And
That's
so
right.
in saying that,
Oh, well,
self-care. If it's not for us, that's self-care. So think about it like that. And again, as I said before, all of this when it comes to movement, so that you can enjoy the moments of the momentum of your life. And so when it comes to self-care, it's not this difficult thing. It's like, oh, I gotta, spend some time with some self-care. No. Again, you can get up and move, or you can get up and sit in silence. And that's the other part too, because we don't spend enough time in silence. And that's another way that you can renew your mind as well. And especially for those of us who are entrepreneurs, those of us who are leaders, we have so much going on and so much to do. And part of that is the planning. But in order to plan, we need to sit still, and it's okay. It's like, get to know your body, get to know your mind, because with too much movement, because Kim had mentioned something earlier, is not good either. Because let's just say when it comes to exercise, I remember when I used to go to aerobic class, and there was this one lady, she was older than me, and I admired her, but then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. But she was obsessed with it so much that she didn't know when to slow down or back up. And the reason I say that, not only did she have to have one surgery on her knees, she had to have a second surgery. So in saying that, we need to know where we need to slow down the momentum in and of itself, because too much, just like we were talking about technology, isn't good for you. Because everything that we do, I mean, every single thing that we do, we're forever rewiring our mind, rewiring our body and our soul. And so with movement, move so that you can have momentum in the moments of your life.
Y'all, drop the mic around this place up at the Kim Jacobs Show. The balance is happening every angle here. Okay, movement in your life. Say that closing comment one more time, because I want people to type that one last point.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, can I remember that? having the movement in your life is pretty much is when it comes to is to keep the momentum. That's the main thing, so you can enjoy the moments in your life.
So movement, so you have momentum. That's what I was looking for. So you have, okay, anybody on the panel, unmute yourself, share your thoughts surrounding what has been shared by Sharon today. Any thoughts?
I would like to echo the mic drop because Sharon, I'm like, yo, you had me in church over here. I was ready to say, and man, I was ready to sow a seed. Girl, that was some good word.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was really good. I love, especially the part about silence. We are running from silence nowadays. Mm-hmm. And I love what you said, because this is something that I'm hearing all the time. Be still, seek solitude, because that's where you hear what you need to go forward. So I love that. Thank you so much for that.
I want to chime in just a moment. Can I chime in on that? I wrote a proposal for an arts program. And when I did the research for the arts program for at-risk youth, it stated that, number one, to confirm with what our experts said, when children are doing fun things, they don't really realize that it's education. Mm-hmm. They don't really realize that it's continuing education. And the more we develop our children, the more well-rounded they will be. The research also showed that they will be more, they will thrive more economically, socially, and, within their lives. And so when you are working with children, see, we are from the old school. Our parents were our first educators. And even though AI is good and all these things and all of these improvements in 21st century technology, our children still need social and emotional development.
That's right.
They need to be developed socially. They need those social skills. They need that human connection. We used to write in cursive. Do these children even know how to write in cursive now? Because everything is on the computer. They teach you that when you go for a job interview, you look eye to eye, you shake the person's hand. There is no human connection with the computer. And it is up to us to be the first educator to create that happy medium for our children to be able to use their cognitive skills, their critical thinking, their social skills, and everything else that they need. We cannot leave it up to the computers because, number one, there's so much of different predators and different things going on within social media. So we can't leave that up to our children. And people are being turned on to all kind of unsavory things. We have to educate our children and create that happy medium. We have to be the change that we want to see. Okay, we play what? Coco Livio and Skelly and hopscotch. Anybody remember that? Come on now, don't leave me out there. Ladies. Jacks. We played those things, stickball. We went to the park. My mother cultivated us. And Kim, I got to tell you, she had 8 kids, so we had all kind of games.
Oh,
and
you better believe it.
I was just in the room the other day looking for all of my trouble pieces. So, that human connection and letting them go outside like we used to go outside, go outdoors. We have to make that happen, even if it's in our family and we take 2 or 3 children with us, or it's in our community. But we've got to be the change that we want to see if we want our kids to really develop those cognitive skills that they need to be successful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Listen, this has been most delightful already, the conversation that we're having. I am going to go to the studio audience just to get some of the comments. We see so many flooding in, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge them. As I put them up, I will have one of my panelists, if any of you all would like to, Dr. Lotus, since you're kind of technically co-hosting with me today, I'll let you go ahead and share some of these comments that's coming up. Let me go all the way to the top so I don't miss anybody.
Fantastic.
And let's start up at the top. Lord, y'all did give a lot of comments over here. Fantastic. Let's see. Okay, come on. Read it in a flash round.
Happy Friday. So excited to be here. Yana. Hello, I'm joining from Nigeria.
Okay, I guess
Thank you,
I'm not
Nora.
fast enough. I can't get the cursor to go down quick enough. Just say, keep
So,
saying some comments.
if I may, Natasha shared, going outside promotes movement, like Sharon said. And she also said, loved me some double dutch. Yes, we did. Okay. And Angie says, loved recess and playing on the monkey bars and I think tetherball.
Okay, I'll find some of the. Here, I'm gonna just pop what I see, and then you can just say these. Love some
There it
double.
is. Love me some double dutch. Going outside promotes movement, like Sharon said. And of course, Angie said, love recess and playing on the monkey balls, tetherball. Y'all know about the monkey bars.
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
And Angie also said that kids don't play outside anymore. Parents fear predators, but even parents don't go outside.
Woo! Drop that right there. We don't
Now,
go outside. How in the world are they going to go outside? My children will plan hiking trips because that's fun to them. So I'm like, Lord, at least one of my children, can y'all stay back here with me? With my oldest son, he'll stay back and walk with me if it's like a 5-mile hike. The other three that are here on this earth, they go. They just, I'm like, am I not your mother? What am I? I'm just back here. With my one son, he won't leave me, so I'm grateful. Let's see. Maurice.
Sometimes slowing down helps us move forward more intentionally, and that's from Maurice in Ghana. Thank you.
Excellent. This is a good comment too here. All of these comments are excellent.
Silence is golden. Dr. Sandra Jackson says that silence is golden. Let us know where you're streaming in from also, folks. And Natasha said, sit in silence. So good.
And that's when you were talking, Sharon, those are comments that were coming up, because I noticed that the most valuable deposits that I receive from the Lord, in my opinion, is when I am just drowning all of the noise, to-dos, assignments, what's coming up to later today. When I drown all of that out, I get so much from my relationship with the Lord personally. That's so awesome. Thank you for that today. Angie said what?
Since returning to the office, some of us participate in movement every hour, whether it's squats, chair push-ups, or even twisting, or even go for walks during their day. So bravo to you all.
Excellent, Angie. And Dr. Sandra said this. Thank y'all so much for active participation like this.
Yeah. Dr. Jackson says, a couple sitting next to me at a baseball game had a newborn who was usually alert, smiling and waving at me. We struck up a conversation and learned that they read to her daily and haven't allowed her to watch TV, use devices, or engage with other outlets. The reading books concept really works. Thank you, Dr. Jackson.
Dr. Sandra Jackson, if you all have not connected with her, she is a person that spearheads an authors forum. So she's a really big advocate on books and reading. And she has a book called My Whole Body Belongs to Me, and how important it is for us to be able to protect our bodies and put ourselves in appropriate situations. But if we are being mishandled, how to handle it. It is an incredible, incredible read. So make sure y'all check her out. All right. I know we have probably a lot more comments. I don't want to miss anybody. Like video games. Okay, and then I'll put this up, Sandra's one more comment.
Okay.
And then
when parents and guardians wait to introduce devices and social media to their children for as long as possible, their children tend to be more alert and have higher frequency of interacting with others in a constructive manner. Thanks, Dr. Jackson.
And I definitely am not going to miss Catherine De Leon.
Hello, ladies. Catherine is streaming from the Philippines.
Yes, come through, Catherine. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for being here today so far. We appreciate it. And over on Instagram, I want to make sure I see you as well, Celebrity Media. I see you, Kim T. I see all of you all over there. So any comments that you have, please feel free, and we'll pop them on the screen for you as well. All right. So let's go back over to you, Dr. Lotus, because we have a couple other things we want to acknowledge today. that's happening
Fantastic.
also.
Fantastic. So I just wanted to say to your point, Sharon, you know, I almost dropped my mic, and this mic is super expensive, but like I was about to throw that joke on the floor. But I wanted to say to your point, we've heard the quote that it takes a village to raise a child. And it said from the Igbo tribe in Nigeria. And so you have really made us more aware that we've got to get back to the village and not allow social media, AI, or any other I to raise our children. So thank you for sharing that.
Come
But also,
on.
when we talk about that, let's go back to connection and seeing people for who they really are, and just being able to work with them in consort to what they're supposed to be doing to bring more love to the world. And so I talked about this earlier when we got the show started. So those of you that may have missed it, go back and rewatch the show. You know, we talked about igniting people. And so I want to share this, if I may. I want to share this to the screen. Let me see if I can pop it up here, Miss Kim. Let me close this out. I want to share this because you never know who you're impacting. And this gentleman right here is one of our authors that I talked about earlier. And Kim and I talked about it. Okay, Kim, it's there if you can share it to the screen. This gentleman is a part of Becoming the Better You. He's also one of my clients who had this book inside him for about 12 years or more. And he did not write his book for a multitude of reasons. And he went through the 4 bills of life, and life happened to him. And he happened to himself, but he started changing his life around. And when he changed his life around, he birthed this book that Kim Jacobs is the forwarding author on. And my company happened to be so blessed to partner with him. And we were able to create the cover and just do the whole book from start to finish. But one thing that captured me was what he shared in his last video to the world. And I want to share it with you, Kim, because you have made an indelible presence in his life. Listen to this.
It started on page 11. That's where chapter 1 begins. Oh, don't neglect to read the foreword. Where you at? That phenomenal superstar. Kim, it's the Kim Jacobs Show. Yes.
So this young man, his name is Manifest Impact Entity. And it's so funny because his book was a book that he wanted to write, the first book, the only book he's ever written. And Kim Jacobs, through her infinite wisdom, she accepted saying, yes, I will write the foreword. And the Thursday before he passed, I had a conversation with him because he was getting ready to host an event at his college because he's in college finishing up his degree. And when I had to tell my staff that he had passed, his wife called me. And she said, Dr. Lotus, I had to call you. And then other people started texting me that know that I'm connected with them. Not only did we form a business alliance and we are part of an organization, but we formed a friendship. And this is why it's so important for you to ignite things in people to help them finish what God has asked them to start. Because sometimes we're only a part of the journey. But our part in that journey is critical to making it happen, because sometimes we leave here like that. And we have to remember everything can't be about money. Money covers a multitude of things, right? And it helps us along the way. But we have to find a way to help people, because when we help them, as Master Shah said, we also help ourselves. So I want to thank you, Kim, for taking a moment during this show to dedicate a segment to Mr. Manifest Impact Entity, because his book is leaving an indelible mark on the planet. And Kim, when I had to share with my staff that he had passed, I went to his page and I listened to that video. I had no idea that he was singing, "It's the Kim Jacobs Show." And many times when I call Kim, when she answered the phone, I sing that. And I've sang it to him and he's singing it, even in heaven. So I just wanted to thank you, Kim, because you have made a powerful impact in his life, the lives he's touching with his book, in my staff life, and to my staff, the Lotus Riche Ignites team. I want to thank you for all that you've done to make his dream come true. And to all of the panelists here today, thank you, because we're able to share his positive energy and all the things that we have shared on Freestyle Friday with the world. So I just wanted to take this time to say thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Dr.
Awesome.
Lotus. I just wanted to give space for, I did not know that you were going to be saying anything about me, and that wasn't the point of this. The point is that he just transitioned this week, and with it being Freestyle Friday, I know with me personally, I had actually was like, I don't even know if I have time right now to be writing this. And it's so many things that come through our minds. And I just encourage people to please let God lead you and guide you in the way of all truth, and listen in your moments of silence, because I don't know him at that level. I was like, I don't know this man. I ain't put my name. I said a bunch of things to myself, if I'm being totally transparent here, that I was like, you know what, let me figure this out. And I talked to Dr. Lotus and I decided, you know what, I 100%, after I read it, something in my spirit is telling me to 100% put my name on this. And I did not know why, but
Exactly.
when I met him and felt his passion through just virtually, I was like, I did the right thing. You always want to feel like you did the right thing at the end of the day. And I felt like I did the right thing in endorsing his book. So thank you for allowing me the opportunity, Dr. Lotus, to be a part of that project. I really
Thank you. Thank you, Kim. You know, I was in the same vein. You know, my one of my executive assistants say, Dr. Lotus, you know, has he, because we do things by schedule, has he taken care of this? Has he taken care of that? But there was something that kept saying, don't worry about that. Get the book out anyway. Get the book out. No matter what. Don't worry about your pocket. I got you. And my staff, we moved on. And I just wanted to quickly read a couple of things. Angie says, sometimes we ignite other people into their greatness. Prayers from Mr. Manifest. And Dr. Jackson says, yes, we never know when our last breath will come. We must do all, not some, but all the good we can every second of our lives. So I want to thank you for that. And Dr. Sandra said, thank you, Dr. Lotus Riche, for promoting your clients' passion and dreams. This is huge. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mother Spratley. Family and friends, you all have my condolences. Thank you, Mother Spratley. We appreciate you.
Okay. We have talked about a lot today.
Wow.
And in less than an hour, I think we crammed in as much as we could in this time frame. I do want to also let you all know that I am turning 55. I'm so excited. So happy birthday to me. And I'm looking forward to celebrating. Tomorrow is, well, May 31st is my birthday. I don't know when you'll be watching this video here, but May 31st is when my formal birthday is. And I'm excited about what God is doing in my life as well. So please just know that I appreciate and love each and every one of you. And I wanted to be able to celebrate at any point on one of my lives with my studio audience. So thank you for tuning in today to this episode. Sharon, I know that there was a tracker that you wanted to mention, and I don't want to deprive you of that opportunity. Go ahead and say what you wanted to say about your tracker.
Oh, yeah, yeah. With the daily business tracker, it pretty much is, I'll put it like this, it's another way where you can take care of yourself. Because a lot of times, as business owners, as leaders, we're all over the place. And so when you have something that you can go to and have a vision, bird's eye view or something, one, it helps you decrease some movement that you don't want to, you don't want to expound. And so you can go to the website, to my landing page, which is there, and get the daily business tracker. And one thing, the main thing I want to point out about it, it has what I call the 7 M's. Some of the 7 M's I had already started, but once I became a business owner, I added some things, but it has movement. So it helps to remind you, how do I need to move in this moment? And how do I need to move forward as well? So thank you for allowing me to share about the daily business tracker.
Thank you. Now, is there a closing comment from each of you that you would like to share today? Before I allow the final comment, which we're going to get off right here, pretty much on time, I believe, 100%. I do want to invite you all to please partner with the Kim Jacobs Show and support us financially so that we can pay for all of the different subscriptions and things that's required to keep this level of professional programming happening and coming into your home. When you have experts like this that I'm able to bring into your house to give you a better balance and better synergy, better harmony, and that missing piece of the puzzle in your family, you want to pour into stuff like that, okay? So take a moment today. You can do it through PayPal, paypal.me/Kim Jacobs Inc. Venmo, we have at the Kim Jacobs Show. You can become a member of some of our programs, patreon.com or motherdreamer.com/join, or Zelle or Capital-Ash. I said the wrong thing. And we're gonna have to do a bloops and blunders.
That's Cash App and Apple.
Capital-Ash. I meant to say Apple Cash. 704-962-7161. Okay, I'm sure you're not gonna do that way since I said Capital-Ash. Okay. Closing comment, y'all. Come on, closing comment. Dr. Sharon D. Brown, start.
Yeah, the main thing I just want to say, just remember, when it comes to movement can move you forward or it can slow you down. So just be intentional of how you move so that you can be in the moment.
And stay connected with Sharon D. Brown on Instagram at I am Sharon D. Brown. Okay, closing comment from you, Margaretta Young. Oh, wait a minute. You have to unmute yourself real quick. I can't.
It's time for us to change the tone and the culture of our communities. We have to be the change that we want to see. And this is why I'm giving these classes like this, because I want people to be able to move in their purpose and get the job done, because somebody is waiting on you.
And somebody really is waiting on you. Listen to me. This woman did not even share her testimony today. She has been diagnosed with stage 5 kidney disease, and the devil is a liar.
Right.
This woman does not look like what she's going through. No matter what she experiences every single day of her own personal life, she's still trying to help other people be financially blessed through their nonprofit organizations. You all make sure you get with Margaretta Young and call this number, 704-738-7377. Register for this very nominal cost, small cost, for what you're going to benefit from for your nonprofit organization, your church, your 501c3. Take advantage of this and make sure you put KJ Show. All right. Comment from you, Natasha Halliday.
So I just want to remind people that make your use of technology and the internet and such custom fit it to what you need. You don't have to do what everybody's doing. You need to do what feeds you and benefits you. If it's not working for you, adapt it so that it is.
Absolutely.
You are a mental health expert, that's for sure. And speaking of mental health, 1 in 5 U.S. adults experience mental health illness. So it's not some made up theory. According to the National Council.org Mental Health Awareness, 1 in 20 U.S. adults experience serious mental illness every year. every year, this is each year, and 1 in 6 youth have a mental health condition, but only half receive treatment. So we have to take our mental health very seriously. Thank you, Dr. Natasha Halliday. How do they stay connected? Natasha A. Halliday.com. Natasha.
No. NatashaHalliday.com. All the social is Natasha A. Halliday.
Why do I keep getting that? Girl, let me let
You have it right. It looks right on the screen.
Okay.
You just said it with
at
the A.
Natasha A. Halliday on social media, and then NatashaHalliday.com is her website. Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. And she's a comedian, y'all. So just so y'all know, she's funny, actually.
Well, you want to see how God is funny? Look at my name. Natasha ends with H-A. Halliday starts with H-A. Haha is in my name. That's how funny God is. That's the God I serve. He put haha right in my name. So he told me from birth you're going to be a comedian.
I have to catch one of your performances when I come to Canada, just so you know, she's our expert from Canada. I definitely want to be in the studio audience hearing you do your whole shindig. Okay. All right. Before you close us out, because you'll be our final comment. Our final comment, Dr. Lotus. I see hilarious. I see movement is awesome. We need movement to survive. I see happy birthday comments that's poured in. My mom is celebrating me, of course, and lots of others that have said happy birthday. Thank you all. Speak life and encouragement. I see all of your comments. You all have been the most amazing studio audience. So thank you. Closing comment, Dr. Lotus Riche, and we're going to get on off this good show.
Thank you so much, Kim, for letting me share the Gloom to Bloom. I'll be the keynote speaker this weekend at the Towers Club in Vienna, Georgia, where we're talking about domestic violence, and we're working with people to help overcome it. Because, again, this Freestyle Friday show is not about us, but it's about all of you out there that we serve. So thank you so much, and be blessed. I'm Dr. Lotus Riche. Thanks, Kim.
All right. And guys, please make sure you know that if you are in the Charlotte and surrounding areas, I am a new pastor here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So please come on this Sunday and worship with us. This is where we worship at the Brownstone Signature Events venue. And that's what the sanctuary looks like. Even though it's an event venue, we turn it into church on Sunday. So you can come and worship with us this Sunday at 10 a.m. where we're standing on the promises of God. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I love you.
Have a great day. Have a wonderful weekend,
ladies.
ladies.
To you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
All right, everybody. That's today's episode. I love you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Kim Jacobs Show, and for being in the virtual studio audience. Your presence truly does make a difference, and I look forward to you bringing your friends and family to join you in the virtual studio audience Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you, and make it a great day.